What is going on, my fellow lab rats? We are going to be learning how to play Roland. Roland is my second most played character behind Thatch. I've been playing him since like closed beta 2015. Let's get into it. So timestamps are down in the description. There's also some full weapon guides there if you want more in-depth on sword or lance. But let's talk about Roland sword Sigs real quick. The N Sig, I think, is the most slept on signature in the game. The startup and hitbox are both ridiculous. See, it hits pretty far in front of him while also covering a whole bunch of space in the air, and it'll hit even just a little bit behind him. If I'm much further in front of Bodvar than that, yeah, it'll whiff at that point. The side Sig, I feel like this one leaves a lot to be desired. It has good force, and when you can hit someone with the first part of this, it really makes up for the abysmal startup time of that second hit if you miss. And the down Sig is, some people really like this one. I'm personally not a fan. I feel like it fills a very similar role to the neutral Sig, but it's just worse. But it will KO around the same time N Sig will. It's, instead of hitting a little bit above and behind Roland, you have just this good lingering hitbox on the ground in front of him. Roland's got the same combos every sword character has. Downlight side air, simple B&B. You have downlight recovery, which is a KO option. You have downlight down air, which Roland gets a lot from that, and we'll cover that. You have downlight neutral air, and then you have downlight ground pound, which usually to land that I like to dash into it. We're going to go over some dodge reads for side light and D-light dare to set up kills. So as early as 90 damage, even from center stage, if you get a side light neutral dodge read, you can side light, side Sig, and that's going to be a KO for you. So between 110 and 140, all of these N Sig options I'm about to show you are going to be lethal. And this is why N Sig is so good. So off a side light, neutral dodge loses to N Sig. You get up dodge loses to that same N Sig. Down dodge loses to that same N Sig. Dodges in towards you lose to that same N Sig. Dodges down and in towards you also lose to that N Sig. It's 6 options that side light neutral Sig will be lethal on at 140 damage on Bodvar on this stage, which is just crazy. Yeah, and up left as well. That one's lethal also. So the 3 we didn't cover are upright, right, and downright. Right and upright lose to chase dodge N Sig, and the downright you unfortunately can't get them with the Sig there. But if people are dodging like that down off the stage on you, you're already in pretty good shape. Like that's probably a one scenario. You can also get a lot of value out of N Sig on D-light dare. Here between 120 and 130 damage, all this is going to be lethal. So you can also get an upright dodge. You just have to be careful with the spacing. You want to be as close to on top of him as you can. Like if you hit your D-light from far away, you're not going to be able to catch that. And you can also beat dodges straight towards you. The spacing there is more forgiving if he dodges in at you. So this beats neutral dodge as well, just like that. And with really tight spacing, you can even beat dodges away. You saw I just barely missed that one. But you can catch that. If you are anticipating that they'll dodge away from you, that's where down Sig can shine. It has more horizontal reach, so that's a little bit easier to hit. And down Sig can also catch dodges up and in at you, which is nice. You can get that with N Sig too, but some of those are a little bit easier with down Sig. And when you have the hard read, if you want to risk this, you can go for a gravity canceled side Sig if they're going to neutral dodge, and that'll KO at 90, and 10 more damage at 100. If they go up and left, you can catch them just the same. Alright, so Lance Sigs. The side Sig hits twice, knocks them up. It's got decent force. It's got okay range in startup. It's nothing special. The neutral sig is, I think, his worst signature. I'm not a fan of this. It has a nice lingering hitbox and hits in the air, but doesn't hit grounded. The force is, I think, disappointing for what it is. But the down sig on Roland Lance is amazing. It's similar to the sword where it's two sigs and one that's absolutely ridiculous. This has so much force, range, and incredible startup. So Roland has the standard Lance combos, the two side light starters, neutral air, and down air, which down air only works until about orange damage. You also have access to side air dash down light and neutral light dash down light, and those only work at white. So Lance doesn't have a true KO combo. Side light recovery is only a string that can be dodged, but at 160 it is lethal. It's also very good to know that if you do a down light and the opponent does any upwards dodge up in any direction, you can preemptively throw a side air to pick that up, and that'll KO right when recovery does. So you can use down light, down sig, and that's going to beat literally every dodge option except for the upward dodge, which your side air will cover, and directly in towards you. Directly in towards you, it'll lose there, or it won't hit, I should say. But even if they go down towards you, you still get them. And if you're anticipating an inward dodge, you can do a chase dodge pivot, and that's good because that will get neutral as well. So you have more options. Like if you do a backdash, then you'll miss if they neutral dodge. And lastly, we'll talk about what you can get out of dare. If they dodge up and in at you like that, then the end sig finally gets to do something. If they dodge neutral, you can down sig them. That'll also work if they dodge in at you. If they dodge away, you just have to chase dodge. Alright, and that's going to do it for the Roland guide. I hope everybody learned something.